everybody, I'm Myriad Mike and I'm here to show you today how I maintain my cartridge-based games. Now if you're familiar with retro gaming, most of your games are probably in cartridge-based form. And sometimes they just don't want to work. Most of the time your culprit is dirty contacts. And as a child, I actually didn't really know this. Like you, I probably spent many a day blowing into carts and jostling them around in my old Nintendo. So now I want to pass on to you tricks that I use to keep my games running great. First, we're going to need a dirty game. Real kind of dirty. First, we're going to need a few supplies. Formula 409, the original kind, none of that scented crap. Q-tips, and a small container. So now we're going to pour the Formula 409 into the glass. Alright, take your Q-tip, put it in the liquid. Now that we've got the Formula 409 onto the Q-tip, we're going to rub it across the contacts of the game. Going to get in there pretty thoroughly. You need to make sure you get anything out and take a look at it and see if it's dark on the end. Now what I do with the other side of the Q-tip that's dry is I dry out the inside and rub it along. If it still looks dirty on the end of the Q-tip, you want to take a new Q-tip and repeat the process. So now that we're done cleaning it, making sure it's thoroughly dry, that's the most important part. We pop it into the system and see if it works. Sweet! It worked. Now I'm ready to play. Now, sometimes there are games that are a little bit more troublesome. If you look inside and if you see a bunch of green, heavy corrosion, there's one more step to this process. Sometimes a Q-tip just cannot pull it off. So now what you need is a container able to hold the game vertically. So what you're going to want to do with your container is fill it up to a point where just the contacts are covered. Usually about right here for an NES game. If you're using an N64 game or other games that have labels close to the bottom, be aware that this process may damage the labels. But if you can set it up straight and do whatever you can to make sure it stays straight up, let it sit for 24 hours. The next morning, take it out, go back over it with a Q-tip to thoroughly dry it out and clean whatever corrosion was left behind that the Formula 409 didn't take care of, and your game should be good to go. Well, I'm Myriad Mike, and this is how I take care of my games. Now, just the last bit. I usually only have to do this once. I put my games on the shelf, and despite the varying amounts of humidity here in Mississippi, I can still take them off the shelf and pop them in even after years ago of cleaning them. And I get it going on the first try. No shifting around and no blowing for this guy. So, see you next time. Peace.